I don't get off into, you know, we artists, when you telling the story, every story come with either how you see it or embellishment or whatever. I try to stay away from that. Even if I rap about something that I ain't got, I will name drop the person who got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm very funny about the realness because it's all I got. You know, so you gonna know the pain I went through, the struggles I went through. Like you gonna feel it. You know, for real.
Let's get into this new series that we got entitled 10 Facts, where we pretty much, man, you know, running down a list of 10 different things about whatever person that we decide to highlight, you know. And I thought it would only be right to kick it off with Detroit artist Hardwork Jig.
Hardwork Jig. Hardwork Jig.
Shouts out to the dope fiends. They keep calling, I'ma keep serving. No time for you fuck niggas. Fuck y'all. I'ma keep working. Nextel, keep chirping. iPhone, keep ringing. Every time I make a sale, I'm strapped up with 2 heaters. Styrofoam, 2 liters. Riding out with 2 divas. Both of them got boyfriends, so I'm riding out with 2 cheaters. Shouts out to the cops, bitch. Hacks block, they ain't stop shit. Riding out on my pop shit, but I ain't trying to get pop, bitch. I'm trying to get my bands up. Lift all my mans up. Real niggas do real shit. I'm really getting it, y'all real pissed. Out of town on real trips. Coming back with real chips. I just sold like 10 bowls. Y'all middlemen off pill flips. I'm stopping right there.
I don't know if a lot of people know how Jig got his name, but I ended up finding out, checking out one of his interviews. You know, as a kid, his friends cracked jokes about him. You know, they talked about like his big lips and just his face, not having any facial hair, stuff like that coming up. And they pretty much said that he resembled Jay-Z, and they started calling him Jigga. Jay-Z's aliases, you know, he goes by Jigga, you know, along with Hova and, you know, etc. But so they started calling him Jigga Man, Jigga or Jigga Man. As he got older, that was shortened to just the name Jig. And as far as the hard work part, you know, that comes from his affiliation to Hardwork Entertainment, which was reportedly started while he was incarcerated. But yeah, so that's pretty much how he got his name. He got his name long before he ever wrote a rap. But that's one of the facts that I learned about him. Let's keep it going. Another fact, I discovered that his mom was murdered, you know, when he was 8 years old. And he's been open about coming from a family involved in the street life and, you know, selling drugs and just dibbling and dabbling with different activities. But to know that, you know, his mom was murdered, you know, that's on another level. But on his song, Welcome to Hob City 2, you know, he reflects on the unforgettable day when his mom was shot in the head while she was sitting inside of a Taco Bell. And just hearing that, I was like, wow, you know, to know that he went through something like that. And obviously that occurrence changed his life forever, which he's been open about, you know, in different songs throughout the years. And he continues, you know, to keep his mom's name alive in his music. So I thought that's super dope, you know. So that's another fact. All right, man, moving right along. In 2005, Jig was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, multiple attempted murders, unlawful possession of a firearm, and assault with a dangerous weapon. Just to give a little background on the situation that led to him being charged with those things. One day he was kicking it with his partner who had actually just got out of jail. They were celebrating, and some people ended up coming to the celebration and trying to fight him. And Jig attempted to kind of mediate the situation so it wouldn't get out of hand, but I guess the fight ended up still breaking out. The people ended up leaving and coming back with some guns. And, you know, one thing led to another, and a shootout occurred. And in the end, you know, 3 people were shot. 1 person was killed. And the eyewitnesses said that Jig and his homeboy were responsible for those shootings. So long story short, Jig and his people ended up getting locked up for the situation. Jig in particular was, like I said, charged with first-degree murder, some attempted murders, as well as, unlawful possession of a firearm and assault with a dangerous weapon. He decided to take his case to trial, and the following year he was actually able to beat the first-degree murder charge as well as the attempted murder charges. But a jury ended up convicting him of assault with a dangerous weapon and for felony possession of a firearm, from what I understand. And he ended up doing 6 years in prison for all of that, So that's another fact on Jig. Yeah, man, another fact, Jig actually started writing raps while he was in the hole during his prison bid. I guess he was getting into a lot of trouble while he was locked up, and he was sent to the hole, and it was during that time that he started, messing around with rapping, putting the pen to the pad and trying his hand at music. And I guess one thing led to another, and he ended up, getting some momentum going with it. And after he was released from prison, he decided to try his hand at music seriously. And one of the motivating factors, from what I've heard him say in different interviews, is that he noticed how a lot of different artists were representing the east side of Detroit, but it wasn't too many representing his particular section of the east side. His neighborhood, which is known as the Red Zone. In January of 2013, Jig actually dropped his debut project, Welcome to Hive City Volume 1. Just FYI, the Red Zone is also known as Hive City, a title that pays homage to Jig's friend Ehab Maslamani. He's actually serving life in prison without the possibility of parole for murder, kidnapping, bank robbery, and more than a dozen other charges. So, they paid a homage to him, and named that section the city Hive City, and they got like the Hive Squad, which Jig is a part of. But yeah, that was his first project, and the rest is history. So that's another dope fact. Alright, man. People may or may not know that Jig is the brother of popular Detroit artist Icewear Vezo.
A lot of people don't know. I'm talking about it. Vez, that's my half brother, and he get a lot of flack for that King of Detroit. Saying he King of Detroit, and he not once never called himself that. The people called him that, and certain artists and certain other people, sneak this in their songs and Instagrams, whatever, at him about it, and like he's down in Blade or whatever. He never not once said he was the Great Lake Ruler or nothing like that. He started saying it when the people named him that, and after a while, I just did a song because you can never mix business and personal. But at the same time, that's still my brother, and I felt like, it was something had to be said. So what?
Believe it or not, it wasn't until they were both adults that they found out that they were actually related, that they had the same brother and the same father. And also, man, I like to point out that, it's no secret that Icewear Vezo is one of the most successful Detroit rap artists, especially when it comes to street-oriented rap artists out of Detroit. And Jig is always champion that. He's never tried to ride his coattail, but he's more so just been somebody who's really supported his brother, man, which says a lot about his character. So salute to him for that. But that's another fact about Jig. Another fact coming up, Jig was heavily influenced by the legendary Detroit group Street Lords. And that's the same for a lot of Detroit artists, man. I've heard everybody from Payroll to Peasy, so on and so forth, just express their respect and appreciation for the Street Lords. But taking it even further, when it comes to his favorite rapper of all time, Jig's favorite rapper of all time is Street Lord 1 in particular. That's something that I found out during one of the interviews I checked out on him. And I thought that was dope, man, because Street Lord 1 is definitely on the top tier when it comes to lyricists, you know what I'm saying, representing the D. But shout out to 1 and shout out to Jig for sure. That's another fact. For those who don't know, Jig and Sada Baby, they have like a special relationship, a special friendship, you know, a special bond. Long before Sada Baby was who he is today, you know, he was like Jig's hype man, you know, and he was featured on a lot of Jig's music earlier on, you know, and they just share, you know, a special type of friendship. So I thought that was dope, man, to highlight that, you know, Jig is one of Sada Baby's big homies. And since, you know, Jig's been away from the game, Sada Baby has helped keep his name alive. He always shouts him out in his music and in his interviews, so on and so forth. You know, just keeping people aware of, you know, the contributions that Jig made and, you know, what he brings to the table when it comes to Detroit rap music and all of that. So that's super dope. But yeah, that's another fact. Something that people may or may not know is that, you know, Jig's career was almost cut short in August of 2014. He was standing outside of Detroit's Eastland Center Mall talking to a lady friend when a car just pulled up out of nowhere and some people inside of it just rolled down the window and started busting at him.
Victims out here. There is a male and a female victim out here outside of the Eastland Mall, and we're told that it happened around 3:30 p.m. in the parking lot. The woman was walking out of the mall and the man was walking into the mall. The two victims at least knew each other and said hello as they passed by. At that time, a vehicle pulled up with 3 or 4 men inside. 2 guns were used, a large caliber gun and an assault rifle. Both the man and the woman were taken to the hospital. The man had minor injuries and the woman is in surgery right now in serious condition. Police are not saying who was the target in the shooting, but they do say they found about 25 to 30 shell casings out here.
Just bringing it back to the music, another fact, Jig has a song called Emotional. And that song came out, you know, a few years ago. It's like a heartfelt song. And to date, it's Jig's most successful track. You know, on the song, he pretty much opens up about just different people switching up on him after they started to see him, you know, building a buzz off rap. You know, it's like he was cool while he was in the hood gang banging with them, you know, and doing stuff that was jeopardizing his life, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote. But once he started to really succeed off rap, you know, doing something positive, the hatred started to come, you know. It's definitely worth checking out if you never heard it before, the track Emotional. The video alone has over 1 million views on YouTube, so, you know what I'm saying, definitely check that out if you haven't already. That's another fact. Last fact, you know, for those who may not know, Jig has been absent from the rap game for the last couple of years or so, and it's because he's been locked up. He got caught up in a crazy indictment. I think around 20 members of the 7 Mile Bloods were indicted in December of 2016, and you know, his name was on that list and he ended up being charged. The indictment alleged that the 7 Mile Bloods were responsible for everything from violence to drug trafficking, you know, so yeah, they was hit with the RICO charges, man, and according to reports, Jig ended up pleading guilty to 1 count of RICO conspiracy in November of 2018, you know what I'm saying, and he was sentenced to 30 months in prison, and that pretty much put his music career on hold. And the crazy thing about it, you know, is they used some of his songs in his videos during trial, from what I read, to showcase his affiliation to the 7 Mile Bloods and pretty much bring a victory home and place him behind bars, you know. You know, hopefully he'll be out sooner than later and, you know, be able to jump back into the game and hit his fans with some more dope music, some more dope content. But yeah, salute the Hardwork Jig, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Detroit. That's this edition of 10 Facts, you know what I'm saying? We're going to bring it back real soon, man. Let me know in the comments if y'all messing with it, if y'all got any suggestions, etc. But once again, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so ASAP. Check out the links in the description below this video. Make sure to like, share, comment, and just spread the word. We just working on building the platform. But until next time, I'm going to holler at y'all, man. It's your guy Lewis signing off. 100.